And we're back. And we got to talk about how we're feeling. You know, everybody, I remember after the Twitter spaces after the game, the general, and just Twitter in general, X in general, the general impression was that, hey, let's just enjoy the win. You know,
Yeah.
as fans, we needed that, yo.
Yep.
You know, we there was no need to dissect it. There was no need to say, hey, well, what does this mean for the rest of the? Nah, let's just enjoy the fact that we not only did we win, we
Handedly.
mushed Montreal's face into the mud and then took their cookies and ran with it, dude.
You know that scene in Revenge of the Sith in Star Wars where Anakin's got his legs cut off and his arm cut off and then he catches on fire because of the lava? That was Montreal.
I was Montreal. Oh,
you're saying we were Obi-Wan?
We had the high ground.
We had the high
in
ground.
the castle,
And we held
on the hill.
Yeah, we held it. So, well, that's the thing, right? Like you're saying that Montreal basically made a stupid decision by coming to the hill, to the castle. But here's my point. I've been holding it in until now. Now's the time to talk about it, guys. We always beat Montreal. Actually, you know what? Well, we're supposed to beat Montreal. The last time Montreal beat us, we were actually at the end of a 10-game. They stopped our 10-game unbeaten run. So now I'm wondering, is this like a reverse type of thing? Now, are we gonna start a new unbeaten run because we just mushed them so hard? I don't know. But here's my takeaway. Montreal made so many like poor decisions in that game, giveaways. It's hard for me to look at that and say, okay, like, well, are we back on who we need to be, or like, you know what I'm saying, are we back doing the being the Nashville team that we expected to be? My personal opinion is I don't know. I don't think so. I think that it's reassuring that we got the win in that fashion. But I'd like to hear your take, Logan. I mean, you know, what do you think? I know you're usually pretty objective, but what do you think? Is this did we just beat up on a terrible team, and are we gonna celebrate over that, or what?
I mean, let's look at it right now. They're one team ahead of us in the the Shield race right now. So they're still sitting outside the playoffs at the moment. They're 10 games in as well. You got to take what it is with what it is. They're not the greatest team, but we are also, we had only had up to go. So it was kind of one of those like, where are we really sitting? We only have up, it's only up from here. And so I think with the team's frustration, with everything coming through, the win was going to happen. I think a lot of people were feeling it. A lot of people were ready for it. And with a night like that, the energy was alive. It was electric. And I think as soon as the players got onto the pitch, they were like, yeah, this is ours. Again, we saw a Nashville team that fired on all cylinders. We had a Nashville team that was working through what they needed to work through. But you had a Montreal team that did make mistake after mistake after mistake. So with our level of play that has been coming through with what we had this last match, whether we can truly dissect and say, okay, this is our reverse, this is our switch, this is where we're going, time's going to have to tell, because we've got three tough match coming up all within a week. We've got Saturday to Saturday, 3 matches over 8 games. 1 away, 2 at home. It's going to be tough to really say that we can win all 3. It's going to be tough to say that we could even draw all 3 right now. So I am hopefully optimistic, but I can't say for certain whether we are back in our state that we need to be in.
Yeah, I mean, personally for me, again, not much has changed in my assessment of this team, other than, okay, like, at least I know you can play angry when when the chips are completely down. You know what I'm saying? Like that felt good. But
I was gonna say, I made the comparison on Nashville Soccer Fan TV. Shout out to those guys. They're really awesome. They catch a lot of people outside the gates pretty much right after the match. And I kind of made that same kind of comparison. I was like, we're looking at a team that, last year went after Leagues Cup and played in Kansas City and beat Kansas City in a pretty solidified win, and then went straight to San Jose and drew and then lost. And, you know, it was kind of one of those, like, they can play angry. And we saw that last year. We saw that tonight. Can it continue?
Well, look, man, this is what I'll say. And then Austin, I'm going to toss it to you. I'm going to tell you it is a bit of it's fool's gold. It's not gold. It's actually more like copper. It's not super valuable in small quantities, but I can work with it. You know, I could work with it. This I can make a nice little like bracelet out of it and show it, show it to my friends. But let's get some positivity in here, because that's what we need right now. Ginger Snap,
Mr.
What did you see? What did you see in this game that tells you that this isn't fool's gold? This is the real deal.
I saw the upside. I saw the upside of what Nashville SC can be. And so that tells me that they're a team that can execute. They're a team that can move the ball forward. They're a team that can actually finish in the box. We haven't seen that up to this point. Gary, time and time again, keeps talking about training. He talked about the header in the game before that against San Jose that Sam hit directly into the goalie. He said 9 times out of 10 in training, he buries that. We saw Sam finish in the box this week. And so that was exciting. That's what I saw from this team. And it tells me that it could actually be real gold. If this team can get it together and can execute the way that we saw.
Yeah.
And that tells me I know that they can. So it's a way that they can execute. It tells me that it can be real gold. But we also have to look at who we have coming up, because we talk about wanting to go. Is this the next, unbeaten run? I mean, our next match is Charlotte FC, who's sitting at 6th in the table. You've got Toronto, who's sitting 3rd on the table. And then you've got Atlanta at home, who we've actually looked pretty good at against Atlanta, minus that 4-0 loss.
That's a debacle. That's a debacle.
Take that away. What was it, like 8 matches in a row where we hadn't lost to them? And so, and they're sitting only two spots ahead of us in the table. But then right after that, we've got Cincinnati, who's sitting 2nd in the table. And so we've got some games coming up that are going to be difficult. I don't know if that's going to say, hey, Nashville's back, and then we all get disappointed because of what we've got. 2 out of the top 3 teams in our next 4 matches. So I want to say, like, I think it can be gold. I think we see the upside. Don't lose hope if we see us struggle these next couple of games. But if we don't struggle these next couple of games, then that is even more telling than this Montreal win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, you give me another game like this, just one more game like this in the next 3, and I'm like, hey, we're at least gonna be mid-table by the end of the year. Nashville actually needs to go on like an Arsenal type run. You know what I mean? Like how they came out in January after December this year, when they just start scoring like 3+ goals a game. Yeah. That's how you turn a season around. Just become absolute scoring maniacs. And guess what? That's how you win yourself a Southern Championship belt.